Hey guys, welcome back to Tank Garage. My name is Frank and Mech will be the man behind the camera. In today's video, Mech will be installing the non-resonated J-pipe from Elevate. This pretty much deletes all of the resonated plastic area that the factory J-pipe, so pretty much after the air intake, creates in between the intake and the turbo. So in today's video, Mech is going to be installing it and showing you guys what are the benefits of doing the swap. Before the video starts, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any uploads from Tank Garage. Elevate includes inside of a kit a couple of papers on this side. You guys can see every single part that needs to be replaced and every single thing that you need to do in order to access. First, you need to remove the little plastic cover that goes on top of half of the battery and pretty much where the wipers sit. First thing, of course, remove the wipers, take everything off, and then you will have access to the battery cover and the plastic cover in the back. All of the above needs to be removed in order to get accessed, and it's pretty much easier to do so. Remove the trim, remove the plastic covers, and then you're ready for step number 2. So let's listen to some sound clips of before installing the J-pipe. So everything on Mech's car, like you guys can see, except from the IPD billet mount, so the engine mount and the Elevate intake manifold, everything else is stock. So this is pretty much a full stock air intake system, except for the intake manifold, of course. So you guys will hear how it sounds stock. So once of all that plastic cover is off, you guys can see that there is the firewall in the back, and then there is the added firewall in between the ECU and the actual firewall of the car. That's the part that we need to take off next, because you will have way more access all behind there. As you guys can see, there's going to be more space for you to work, and the more space, well, the better. So take off the engine cover and get to work on removing that firewall.
I'm just dreaming of tearing you apart. I'm in the
So now that the firewall is all out, so the secondary firewall, I should say, you guys can see that there is a couple of bolts all around, just to give you guys an idea of where they are placed. There's some pads at the top to protect everything from rubbing, and this is how it actually sits in the vehicle. So you're going to have little bolts on the side, a couple of more on this side, and then 2 at the top. There's a third one to the right. And as you guys can see, that's about how it sits. So everything is compressed on there. You guys can see there's like little shapes. This is where the piping goes through to the turbo directly. And then there's also this portion, which is an additional heat shielding that just absorbs most of the heat so that the ECU doesn't get fried in the end. So just in a few seconds, Mech is going to show you towards the engine bay. So that's the tube that goes to the J-pipe, and then you have access to the J-pipe right here, which goes down to the turbo.
I just gotta get you out the cage. I'm a young lover's rage. Gonna need a spark to ignite. My songs know what you did in the dark. So light 'em up, light 'em up, light 'em up. I'm a fire.
So here it is with everything taking apart to give you guys a better idea of how it looks. We're just going to give a couple seconds here for the camera to focus. There's the inlet to the turbo right there, as you guys can see where it's more shiny. So that's where the end of the J-pipe connects. It is sideways mounted, like you guys can see, versus the rear mounted like it is on the P2 chassis cars. Pretty easy to remove versus what it is on a P2 from what I could see here. And this is the before and after. As you guys can see, the plastic one on the right has that little resonated chamber, which also makes it ever so slightly heavier. The resonated one is also very, very restrictive for the air versus what the J-pipe from Elevate does. As you guys can see, there's absolutely no air restriction. It's just through and through. So the part that goes to the turbo right here, like you guys can see, is where it's restricted. So huge difference. As you guys can see inside, there is passages where the air actually can get stuck, and this is all to mitigate and lower the kind of whoosh noises that you hear while driving. So it's gonna look so much better and sound so much better. So here is the Elevate Jpipe all bolted up, everything put to it. So all the couplers are on with the clamps, and now Mick, all he has to do is install it back. It does look so much better like this, guys, than the plastic ones that, you know, could crack and stuff like that. This is solid stuff. And yeah, so Mick is going to go ahead, put everything back. Same steps as putting it in, well, taking it out to put it in back. It's pretty damn simple. Just a lot of steps to do and a little bit of tears and sweat, but it's not that complicated, guys. You guys could tackle this by yourself. It is really not that hard. So here it is, all bolted up to the turbo. Now, all you guys have to do is put everything back with the firewall and all of the intake piping. So everything is now back on, all of the intake. The only thing that's needed is the engine cover. Mech is going to go ahead and put you guys onto a tripod and give you guys a couple of revs to see how it sounds. Enjoy. Let us know what you guys think of the final sound result in the comments. I think it does such a nice addition. It is very subtle. It is not as loud as we originally thought, but definitely a little bit louder than what it is stock. And the massive upgrade, guys, is with the airflow. This is what restricts most of the T6 engines. Like you guys saw, the air intake pipe is very restrictive on these engines. So that's it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any uploads from Tank Garage. See ya, boys.